Don't make noise with your buttons on the chair.
Thank you, director.
What's up? This is Mitchell.
And I'm Eric.
And this is Critical Me. Welcome. We went and saw XMEN 3 First Class or something.
Yeah, XMEN First Class.
That's what it was.
Name's Xavier. Charles Xavier. How do you do? Cheers.
Story. I actually really like the story of it because it starts in like the 40s, 50s, and it really gives you some of the backstory of how the whole X-Men was formed and whatnot. And I felt like they did a pretty good job of going back and telling that part of the story. You know, to me, this movie is kind of it's obviously like a prequel of how all of this stuff came together. I'm gonna say 7.
Yeah, 7 works for me as well. It was, again, like a story most of us who are seeing the movie are probably already familiar with, if you kind of grew up with the comic books, and it was really pleasing to see it brought to life. Get to see the sort of like young, daring side of Professor X and the compassionate side of Magneto, you know, before he becomes like the crazy supervillain. It really worked. So yeah, 7 works for me as well on story.
So much more to you than you know.
Performances. I thought the performances by the actors, the director, the different players involved were pretty solid. There was nothing really outstanding, and there was likewise nothing that really stuck out as poorly done. I'd give it a 6 for performances.
It's nothing that you haven't seen before. I felt a couple of the characters were cheesy.
It is a comic book movie.
Still, some of the powers were. You're totally right. It's like other realm, but to me, a couple of the characters didn't necessarily need to be there. They were just kind of like.
Well, they were in the comic books. They didn't like invent new characters.
Well, then they didn't do a good job with a couple of the secondary role characters. The main characters are somewhat interesting, but I'm gonna say same 6 for performance.
There's good in you too. And when you can harness all that, you'll possess a power no one can match.
Artistry. This movie didn't break any new ground in any way, artistically speaking. I mean, the editing, the aesthetics of the film was all perfectly acceptable and what I expected. So I would give it a 6 for Artistry.
Definitely nothing to blow you away, but I didn't feel like it went below expectations either. So I'm gonna say 7.
Tomorrow, mankind will know that mutants exist.
Vibe. The film was entertaining. It was an enjoyable ride. There was a nice balance of, you know, humor and action and sort of slightly sappy, sentimental stuff too. I'd give it a 6 on vibe.
I'm gonna say for vibe, like, to me it was more of a 5 for vibe. Like, it really didn't have like, it didn't blow me away. Like, it was entertaining. I sat back there, but it was nothing like, you know, you're talking about on the Richter scale of an action movie. You know, just because it's an action movie doesn't mean it needs to be an 8, 9, 10.
Ready for this? Let's find out.
Stop making noise. Sit still.
Yeah.
Can you sit still?
Entertainment value.
Sit still. The film was entertaining. It was exactly what I thought it would be. You know, if you're into that sort of thing, it's another well done Marvel franchise comic book movie. You know, I'd recommend you go see it if you like the previous ones. I'd give it a 7 on entertainment value.
To me, if you like superhero movies, I mean, that's why they make money in the theater, because a lot of people like seeing that experience on a big screen. So to me, it's like, yeah, you go see it in the theater, you know? I mean, if you got an awesome setup or something like that at home that you can really enjoy the movies and like that kind of experience, I mean, watch it at home, but it's, yeah, I mean, the entertainment value is definitely there. I'm going to rate it a 7.
Mankind will know that mutants exist. You ready for this? Let's find out.